Marqos chapter 7. And the Pharisees and some of the scribes assembled to him, having come from Jerusalem, and seeing some of his taught ones eat bread with defiled, that is, with unwashed hands, they found fault. For the Pharisees and all the Yehudim do not eat unless they wash their hands thoroughly, holding fast the tradition of the elders. And coming from the marketplace, they do not eat unless they wash. And there are many other traditions which they have received and hold fast, the washing of cups and utensils and copper vessels and couches. And when the Pharisees and scribes asked him, why do your taught ones not walk according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? And he answering said to them, well, did Yeshayahu prophesy concerning you hypocrites, as it has been written, this people respect me with their lips, but their heart is far from me, and in vain they do worship me, teaching as teachings the commands of men. Forsaking the command of Elohim, you hold fast the tradition of men. And he said to them, well, do you set aside the command of Elohim in order to guard your tradition? For Moshe said, respect your father and your mother, and he who curses father or mother, let him be put to death. But you say, if a man says to his father or mother, whatever profit you might be received from me is korban, that is, a gift. You no longer let him do any matter at all for his father or his mother, nullifying the word of Elohim through your tradition which you have handed down. And many such traditions you do. And calling the crowd to him, he said to them, hear me, everyone, and understand. There is no matter that enters a man from outside which is able to defile him, but it is what comes out of him that defiles the man. If anyone has ears to hear, let him hear. And when he went from the crowd into a house, his taught ones asked him concerning the parable. And he said to you, are you also without understanding? Do you not perceive whatever enters a man from outside is unable to defile him, because it does not enter his heart but his stomach, and is eliminated, thus purging all the foods? And he said, what comes out of a man, that defiles a man. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil reasonings, adulteries, whorings, murders, thefts, greedy desires, wickednesses, deceit, indecency, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these wicked matters come from within and defile a man. And rising up from there, he went to the borders of Zor and Zidon. And entering into a house, he wished no one to know it, but it was impossible to be hidden. For a woman whose young daughter had an unclean spirit heard about him, and she came and fell at his feet. Now the woman was a Greek, a Syro-Phoenician by birth, and she kept asking him to cast the demon out of her daughter. And Yahusha said to her, let the children be satisfied first, for it is not good to take the children's bread and throw it to little dogs. But she answering said to him, yes, master, for even the little dogs under the table eat from the children's crumbs. And he said to her, because of this word, go, the demon has gone out of your daughter. And having come into her house, she found the demon going out and her daughter lying on the bed. And again going out from the borders of Zor and Sidon, he came to the Sea of Galilee through the midst of the borders of Decapolis. And they brought to him one who was deaf and spoke with difficulty, and they begged him to lay his hand upon him. And taking him away from the crowd, he put his fingers in his ears, and having spit, he touched his tongue. And looking up to the heaven, he sighed and said to him, Ephphatha, that is, be open. And immediately his ears were open, and the binding of his tongue was loosened, and he was speaking plainly. And he ordered them that they should say it to no one, but the more he ordered them, the more they published it. And they were immeasurably astonished, saying, he has done all well. He makes even the deaf to hear and the dumb to speak.